didn't want to set the last time. I thought I'll pre-prepare the streaming meeting.
That's
And then
true.
first went all
It went
wrong.
horribly wrong. Yeah.
You blew it for weeks.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I think it was my laptop giving up the ghost.
Is it completely deaded now then?
No, it's not completely deaded.
I think we are live now as well. So you might want to just talk about your laptop some other time.
Right. Now I'm
It's another seamless start to an effect broadcast.
yes, we are actually live.
We are. I know we are.
Now, I've just on my daughter's new laptop, I've lost my screen with us on it. I can't see the screen. Somebody cover me. You guys remember what was going on last time?
Can you remember where we were? It feels like quite a long time since we were last here.
3 weeks, is it?
We haven't played since we had the meeting with the judge, Kurahan,
Yep.
who had invited us to the posh restaurant Alkemar's to ask us to help with investigating what's happened to the emissary that had disappeared.
Yeah, the emissary who called themselves the messenger.
Yeah. So we'd got a adjudicator called Akouba, who's going to be our liaison officer, and we were about to go. She was going to give us access to the emissary's residence at Lake Abra.
Abra on the Coriolis.
So that was the next thing we were going to do, go and have a shifty around his pad.
And we have a kind of like an emergency link back to
the judge.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
But only to use in emergencies.
Only to use in emergencies. I imagine there'll be some of those though, so.
Inevitably. So how much money did she pay us up front? Oh, quite a lot by the look of it. I've got 6,500 birr now.
Is that including the stuff that you nicked from the Nur?
I've
got 4,000.
That I loaned from Nur, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got 4,950 written down. So I presume that was our advance.
How do you get 4,900?
Well, I started with I don't know. I started with 500, and I must have spent some at some point. Oh, she also gave us some weapons licenses, so we're actually now officially permitted to carry our weapons around Coriolis.
Yeah, but we're not entitled to use them. We're licensed to have one. But if you ever bloody have, if you ever actually pull the damn thing out and use it, then you're in deep shit. So I bought myself a side-handled baton kind of thing, which is going with my new talent of defensive. So when I get into a punch-up, I don't get hit in the head 5 times in a row like I did last time.
Oh yeah, I bought a knife to go with my newfound melee combat skill that I've been training up on.
Excellent, jolly good. And then you are meeting, I believe, with Akouba at the emissary's residence. I think is how we left it last time.
Yes,
at Lake Abra. Is that right?
Lake Abra. Now,
which is presumably somewhere up in the spire in Coriolis.
It is, yes. It is here. That is Lake Abra.
Very nice. Very nice.
Which is a very different environment. As you can see up here, can you see my cursor?
Yes, we can.
You can see large parts of the structure of Coriolis Station itself, but otherwise it looks like a kind of rural retreat.
So is this at the very apex of Coriolis?
No, the restaurant you visited the judge in last time is at the very apex.
Right. Okay.
This is a couple floors down, but this kind of.
So these where you're showing us with the cursor, that's kind of like the wall rather than a dome.
A dome at the top of the station.
Well, it is. I mean, I guess it is concave as it goes up to the ceiling. It is
narrowing,
dome-like, but it's not. The apex of the dome isn't here.
Okay, cool. That's quite cool. I wouldn't mind living. We should get some digs here.
I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can afford that. Yes.
Yes. High status and lots of money is what the digs are like here. And although, to be fair, the emissary, just turned up and asked for somewhere to live, and they gave him a place here. So you have an address. It feels quite uncomfortable to you urbanites. There's no Crossroads College up here for a start. There's hardly any crossroads. It all feels kind of rural. But you eventually find your way to the Emperor's...
Emperors or emissaries?
sorry, to the emissaries.
Digs.
Digs.
Yeah.
And I will switch views. Give me a moment. I might have to stop sharing for a moment.
It's a good picture.
Yeah.
Not sure how well his rod will work against a particularly heavy fish.
Well, they might just be gentle ornamental fish that he's catching. Okay, so this.
Can you zoom that?
Very,
it's looking very small.
I'm about to zoom it, David. I'm just about to.
Zoom it faster.
So this is a relatively small residence, but the emissary has simple needs. It consists of 3 rooms and a small kitchen alcove. As you approach it, you meet the Akouba somewhat, outside, and she takes you through, and you can see there is blood on the path and blood.
Yeah, he could have looked after the place a bit better, couldn't he? Fancy.
And blood on the steps.
So the emissary, is he to all intents and purposes just a person? I'm not sure I've ever seen the emissary. Is he some kind of...
You saw some photographs, archive images, shall we say, of the emissary when the news broke of this disappearance. And yeah, he looks to all intents and purposes like a human being. I must admit, when I first read the rulebook for Coriolis, I was imagining they were something like the Vorlons out of...
Yeah, me too.
But no, just a human being is what he looks like. Very elegant, very calm and centered, kind of distant in his interactions you saw off the archive video, and but yeah, quite human. I don't think I've got a photo, an actual image of exactly what he looks like here. So Akouba takes you through into here.
So presumably this place has been, investigated by the judicators or the guards or whatever.
Yes, she says they have indeed.
And they obviously found nothing that they've been...
Well, we're still investigating, of course. I can definitely tell you some of the things that we have found already.
That would be good.
My instructions were to escort you here, give you free rein to investigate, and be on call to answer any questions you might have.
How is her manner with us? Does she seem resentful of our presence?
Do you want to make an insight roll?
Wrong
oh God, do we have
game.
insight in this game?
Yeah, I'd love to, but observation or manipulation?
I think more like manipulation.
Okay.
That's a pity.
All those bloody skills. I've got 16 skills in this game, and not one of them is insight.
I get 1 success.
I get no successes.
Okay, so she is quite difficult to read. The only thing you can see when her visor is up, as it were, is her eyes. You can't see the rest of her face. It's just a little slit of her eyes. And so she's very difficult to read. And but you get the feeling that she's putting up with you.
Okay.
She definitely doesn't respect you, but she would be
Tolerating.
far too impolite
Right.
to
Okay.
indicate that.
Right. Is she Zenithian?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I mean, most of the adjudicators
Jolly good.
are
Just checking.
Zenithian hegemony.
Yeah.
Although trained by, or at least part of their training involved the your mum's crowd.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I'm assuming we've got free reign to examine this location.
By all means, ask any
Ask her, the blood
question.
that's lying around, quite a bit of it blood is lying around. Presumably, it's all been analysed. Is it the emissary's blood? I'm asking Akouba.
We have indeed sent some off for analysis. If you can give me a few moments, I will get the latest records.
Thank you.
Yaquob, come on. What we're investigators on the street. This is how you work out who it is. You go up to it, you dab it with your finger, and you go,
Zenithian blood.
that tastes just like that's emissary blood, if you ask me.
Go on then, you go and taste them.
I assume the
probably a
blood's
bit dry by now.
Dried by now, yeah.
No, we don't have the results yet. We believe that there are the blood of 6 individuals here, but we haven't fully analysed
individuals
as yet.
Did the emissary live here with any attendants or any servants or friends or anything?
Not that I'm aware of. The emissary, I'm not sure you are aware of this, but if you care to look in the kitchen,
yep,
she takes you through into the kitchen, and it is spotless, entirely unused. And she says, apparently the emissary does not eat.
Or he dines out. Maybe.
Yeah, or gets takeaways in.
Yeah, I think finding us. I think this says
with
quite
knowledge of those who know them better.
Okay.
The emissary does not eat.
I was going to say it says quite a lot about the adjudicators, like reasoning and logical deduction. If a clean kitchen means the person who owns it has never eaten in his life, that's a bit of a.
Does look.
It does feel like clean. It does feel like a bit of a stretch from there to. It doesn't eat at all.
Like a show. It looks like a show home.
Okay, except for the blood, obviously.
Except for the blood, yes.
Yeah.
So let's examine the that sitting area there where most of the blood is. Presumably, just check with the Cuba. Is this
signs of a fight? Presumably,
it's been kind of the disposition of the furniture. I think it's been left as it was when it was found, like this. So, does it look like there's been a struggle of some kind here? Then, presumably.
Yes.
Do you want to do your blood splatter analysis, Yaquob? Get all your things out and like find out where the sort of secret, the center was, and get all the lines with a bit of string, bit like.
You could
Dexter.
do that, Yaquob, with either a science or ranged combat roll.
Well, I don't have science, but I'll have a get ranged combat. Though I don't have many dice in that either. But yeah, we'll definitely try and have a look at the pattern of blood and kind of see what.
Can I help him?
Yes.
So take a dice from me then, Tone. I'll stand back and tell you what you're doing wrong.
As usual, Ocean. I get 2 successes there.
2 successes.
Yeah, so I'll go with that.
Yeah. So you can see that there are bullets in the wall. I believe. Sorry, let me just find the evidence of this. So look across this wall here. I believe there's a mosaic. I've got some evidence of the mosaic, what the mosaic looks like. Give me a moment. I know I've read about the mosaic.
There's something funny about that mosaic, Yaquob.
Yes, I agree.
It's the way the eyes follow you as you move back and forth across the room.
I can surely find it. Where's the mosaic gone? I can't. I
Yeah,
can't find the mosaic.
To be honest, I'm finding that mosaic of all those naked people shagging, I find that quite distracting while trying to work.
Anyway,
especially seeing one of them's your wife.
There are a number of bullet holes in the in the mosaic. So obviously there was some shooting.
Were there any
with your ranged combat 2?
Yeah.
You suggest that they are shot from a Vulcan weapon of some sort, and that they were silenced, what are called vibro rounds.
No good against armor, but very good against unarmored people. Presumably the emissary. Well, okay, I'm asking. What's the face? Akouba. Was the emissary armed?
I'm not aware that he was.
Have you ever known him to have been armed?
I don't believe that anybody has ever known him to.
So okay, so these bullet holes are caused by his assailant stroke kidnappers.
Yes, that is the assumption.
And if there's the blood of 6 different individuals here, we are suspecting that 5 of them, assuming that the emissary was injured, 5 of them are assailants. So the sooner we get the identification on the blood for who they are, the better. I think that might be a bit of a high priority, don't you, Akouba?
Also implies the emissary put up quite a good fight for himself.
Yeah.
As well, if there's blood from 5 of his assailants splattered around this place, as well as
but no bodies.
No.
Are there any drag marks? In this blood? Is there anything that looks like a drag mark?
Yeah, you think that there are some signs that at least one of right. I'm going to give you for your other success. It looks like there was at least one, if not 2, bodies dragged this way.
Right. Following those drag marks out of the door, can I follow them to where they end, or
point,
to where they go? Yeah. Do you want an observation test or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I've got 7 in observation. You want to help me, Tone?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'll take a dice for Tony. I get 3 successes.
Nice.
3 successes, so that's pretty good. Yeah. So you would suggest that a body, let's just get this right. A body was lifted from possibly a body died around here and was lifted and carried out this way. there's also marks that the emissary is being dragged through some of these blood splatters.
Okay.
And
Is there a final point where these blood marks sort of like dry up literally? And
yeah,
are there like surveillance things here? Are there cameras or anything like that we could try and see what happened?
yes, we had issues, says the adjudicator, with the with the security system and sounds. There are motion detectors, and she points out, covering the path outside the residence here. I keep pointing at it like you can see the screen. Sorry. So with the cursor that was taken, these are covered by motion sensors and cameras, and there is a central security system where you are by all means able to look at their records. However, I'm able to tell you, we of course have done this and discovered that it was shut off before the attack for this sector, this building.
By whom? Is there a record in your security systems of who has done this activity? Well, your security logs surely must show who was
the last person to visit.
Who had who had access to the security systems. So if somebody turned the security systems off, are you saying the security systems at the residence were turned off rather than your?
We believe shut off from the residence. Yes.
Right. Okay.
And at what point were they shut? How long before this, we believe, this attack took place, were they shut off? Was that before his supposed assailants arrived?
Yes.
So where are the controls inside the residence for the security? I want to look at them.
We're not entirely sure that they were shut off by a set of controls, but I will just check and make sure of my facts here.
Have you got data? You've got datagen, haven't you, Yaquob?
I have got datagen.
Because I don't. So we might need you to see what we can find out, if we can find the controls. Or work out where they were controlled from. Because it's very convenient that Akouba. Oh dear, we don't have any of that. We had issues. Yeah, suspicious.
So she takes you to a portal on the wall, which is a sort of general environmental controls and things like that, and says you can investigate.
I will investigate. I will have a look and try and work out, or establish that these are controls for the security systems, and try and get some.
They're general environmental controls, so there's not anything specific there. The security is generally run from the security from the district security office that I can take you to if you want.
But did you just said though that the security was shut off locally in the residence though?
So it seems, yes.
Okay, well I'm going to have a look in these controls then and see if I can work out if there's some way in there of controlling the security cameras and systems, and if there's a log of interactions
on your datagen
with those controls.
Make a roll at -2.
-2.
Mm-hmm.
This is all smelling very fishy to me.
What, a crime is suspicious?
No, the situation around the crime is suspicious. Akouba.
I get 1 success on that roll.
1 success is all you need to see that although there aren't any direct controls for security here, it looks like they were hacked with a data meme. So data meme, as you will be aware, is common way of doing ship-to-ship combat. It shuts down systems.
So remotely hacked to shut
Remotely
down
hacked.
systems. Okay.
Well, you do. Yeah, I think Tony's character Yaquob would imagine it was done relatively locally, because you
Relatively locally would mean that could have been kind of done out of sight round the corner before they came in, possibly, or would they have to have been here on site?
Do you think they'd have to have been in?
And would they have been able to retrospectively delete some of the records? So they're saying that the security was deactivated before the emissary's assailants arrived.
Yes.
So could they have?
No, such records would have. You think, and Akouba backs you up on this, that the meme that was inserted here is just shut down the local systems. It didn't wipe any memory. The memory is all kept at the central office for the district.
Can Yaquob hack that from here to download that data?
Well, given he only got 1 on that success, no, I don't think he can.
Okay.
So does that suggest?
But you can, you can review the records such as they are.
Yeah. So is this suggesting that the security systems were deactivated from here?
Yes.
Before the emissaries?
Yes.
Kidnappers have arrived.
Before your kidnappers arrived.
Is that okay?
The records of, did the emissary have any other visitors kind of in the period before?
Oh yes, but that's not important. Says
well, it might be, isn't it? It might be important, mightn't it?
Yes, but I can assure you, it's not anybody that.
Well, Akouba,
like
my partner and I have been commissioned to run this investigation. You are our liaison. You are not here to run the investigation for us. So I think you can help us in every angle and every request we make, rather than telling us what we do or don't want.
Okay.
We want that information, and we want that information immediately. So either you can help us, or we can speak to the judge, Nigelia, and explain that you are hindering our investigation, if that's what you would like.
I'm just trying to save you from embarrassment.
Well, frankly, I am beneath embarrassment here, because it doesn't matter, because I don't rate here at all. So I want to find the answer to this investigation, and if I think you're blocking it willfully or otherwise, I will go over your head.
She sits back and gives
what he said.
Her eyes smile a bit and says, "Well, the last previous visitor was Councillor Kassar."
Okay, and who is Councillor Kassar?
One of the Coriolis Council, the representative of the Zenithian hegemony, pretty much the highest ranking Zenithian on Coriolis.
And is that a she or a he?
Johar. It's currently masculine, I think.
And did the shutdown of the local security systems coincide with the councillor's visit?
It seems to have done so. However,
was the councillor alone in their visit, or were they accompanied by a retinue?
I imagine alone. These are two councillors speaking to each other. Well,
presumably we can check.
We can check at the Central Security Office. We'll find video. We should. I believe the cameras and security systems are working at the time. We should see them, if there are more than one of them, entering the house.
Good.
And so Councillor Kassar left this location at what time? Your security log
records there are less complete.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Every time we get something with a really potentially punchy answer, there's an issue with your systems, or the records are incomplete. It's a pretty shabby show, frankly, Akouba. Don't you agree?
You should be aware that Councillor Kassar has factionary immunity.
Well, good. But if she is in some way involved, I can then at least report that to Nigelia, and she can take whatever steps she likes with it.
It has been reported.
And yet
The
we've
step
still...
that she chose to take is to employ you.
So presumably then, we are the expendable from the lower elements of Coriolis little group that can go and get themselves killed whilst they're finding out what's really going on. Because on that basis...
I have learned
on
never
that
to
basis,
presume upon Nigelia's calculations in these matters.
But on that basis, she obviously suspects Councillor Kassar of something, can't mount a...
I would not like to presume upon her suspicions either.
Well, by the very fact that she can't mount or hasn't mounted a formal investigation into the councillor, and as you say, we've been brought in from the bottom of the barrel here on Coriolis to do this, that kind of implies to me that she wants nobodies like us to run this investigation and find out more about Kassar or Kassar's involvement.
You may think so. I couldn't possibly comment.
But what you could do is clean up your fucking records and give me a straight answer to a very, very simple question.
The simple question being?
What time did Kassar leave this location before the emissary was lost?
We believe he left before any attack was made. However, we have no evidence.
Because the security systems had been deactivated by that point, had they not?
So it appears.
But we would still, your own security, central security, would have picked up Kassar, leaving on one of your environmental systems.
Indeed.
So
given that we don't know exactly when the attack took place, although there is some evidence to say that at some point during the attack, a number of the diseased, people call them the mystics, felt a certain resonance that may give us
millions of voices crying out at the same time and then were suddenly silenced.
I couldn't describe it as such, no, but we believe Councillor Kassar was not involved in the attack.
Okay.
Well, obviously, Councillor Kassar wouldn't be directly involved, even if they were implicated in some way, would they? What's the gap between?
I was just going to say, it might be the same question actually, Tone.
I was going to ask
what's the window of the attack?
Yeah, from the security systems being shut down to
we just think so alike. That's what it is.
Between and the emissary being discovered being missing. What's that? Yeah. How long is that gap?
What are the timings, or are your records again a little bit issuey?
She gives you the timings, which I am not going to give you because I haven't particularly been laid out, but she gives you the time that the system went down in the house, and there's a window.
And how long is that window?
And it coincides roughly with the time that you guys were attacked in the hotel, in the
college.
Crossroads College.
When our friend whose name I don't remember was killed.
That was shortly afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
When your friend whose name you don't remember had a weird thing and started talking about a song in his head.
Yeah. Aram Yaffa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
So how long is that window? Is that an hour? Is that a day? Is that...
That was yesterday.
So we're looking at least
and the window
12
is
or 16
about
hours.
an hour or something, I would imagine.
Right, okay. It does seem exceedingly
coincidental.
So Kassar, what else do we know about Kassar? Like you say, you're the chief of the Zenithian hegemony. You say?
Yes. What do you want to know about him? I mean, he's like all the council members.
What's the attitude of the Zenithian hegemony been towards the emissaries? The emissary particularly being on the council?
Are
they known to be resentful of it or suspicious of them?
Not particularly suspicious of them. Bear in mind that the Zenithians adopted the religion of the icons. Given that not necessarily this emissary, although he has been called the messenger, but one of the other emissaries who calls themselves the judge implies that all the emissaries are the icons embodied. So these people may have, shall we say, a healthy agnosticism about whether that's true or not, but not like the Zolossians who think it's sheer heresy.
Heresy.
Are there any internal security systems here that we might be able to tap into the records of? So we can try and pick
like,
up.
what do you mean?
Well, any kind of like surveillance or cameras that we could try and pick up the last
all the cameras here.
The last conversation.
The central system for the district. And no.
Okay.
So when do you think the results of the blood analysis will be back?
Very
And
shortly, I was
we'll have
just checking to see whether they were done earlier when you asked, and they're not yet done.
Do we have contacts that could do this analysis for us if we took blood samples?
If you took your own samples,
Yeah.
I don't see why you couldn't. Have you used a contact in this act so far? I don't think you have.
we have.
You're thinking that
we have.
We could use a friend in every port.
We'd use our friend in every port that we've
That's
got.
what I was wondering, yeah.
Because at least then we would have independent verification of the.
Yes, especially if.
Hang on,
Has one of you got science or something?
I've got a plan.
No.
Medical kit?
I've got technology.
I've got Medicurgy. I haven't got a medical kit.
It would be a good idea to try and get something sterile to try and, put 6 different blood samples in.
Yeah. Well, if the kitchen is untouched, are there any sort of small pots and stuff in the kitchen we could possibly use?
Yes. Not necessarily containers.
I know it's not ideal, but cling film. He must have cling film in there as well, surely.
Yeah.
We can have a pot. We put cling film around it.
Yeah, but I mean, what you need are swabs and things to pick the blood up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can pour it off the floor into a pot.
Well, he must have like cotton buds, surely. Everyone's got cotton buds in there.
We could go and collect something and then come back again, couldn't we? In theory.
That could be there, although by the time that happens, the results might be there.
Yeah, I think the thing is we're not sure whether we want to trust those results.
No.
Okay, we want to go and.
Okay. Can we just make sure? What we haven't done is search the place. We've observed it, so I'm going to search the place.
Okay.
Yes, definitely search as thoroughly as we can in every room.
Okay, let's make an observation roll. One of you can help the other.
Do you want to help me, Tone? Because I've got 7 dice in observation.
In that case, yes, I will help you.
Yeah. Okay, that's 3 successes. I don't need to push that, do I?
No.
You wouldn't have thought so.
Okay. So things you will find. We've already talked about that. You've worked out the weapons, carbines. You spot that one of the bullet holes has actually got the remains of a bullet still in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take that.
Okay. Does one of you want to make a military or ranged combat roll on it?
So I've got 6 dice in that turn.
I only have 4, so.
So do you want to help me again this time?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Okay, I get 2 successes that time.
Okay. Well, this is you're slightly surprised by this one. It's duramite and copper alloy, which is very useful in Vulcan bullets because it is noiseless, as we've discussed. But it's not commercially produced.
Okay.
It looks like it's effectively homemade.
Homemade as in a bit shit, or homemade as in
Custom.
It's bespoke, custom, professional.
Not like professional assassin homemade. No, it's more like dodgy geezer homemade.
Okay.
You reckon you could probably find somebody in the shadier parts of the ozone market who'd
Might be able to give us an idea of where it was made.
Yeah, maybe our friend in Everyport is a
maybe
billet specialist.
Ammo dealer.
Ammo. Yeah.
Okay.
You also notice that some of the spots, particularly where there are pools of blood, like here,
Yeah.
the wall or sometimes the floor have got like a very faint, possibly not something that the adjudicators have yet seen, but a sort of system of cracks, a sort of mesh, like a net of cracks.
Cool. So caused by something being smashed into it, or pressure, or
Is this like the floor's basically broken in some way, or is it
some
a
of the
design
walls,
feature?
well, no, not a design feature. And if you kind of
Consequence of
follow
stress.
the pattern of the cracks, you would say that they kind of start from by the door.
which the front door.
The front
Yeah.
door to the whole place.
And disappear they kind of fade. Oh god, sorry, use the cursor. So they're all the way up here, very faint, but noticeably where there have been impact marks of people falling over. They disappear kind of around here. There's some more here, and it goes up the wall as well.
So these cracks look like, because like some bodies have been smashed or heads have been smashed against the wall, kind of thing?
No, I mean, you've been in a few bar fights, and yeah, a decent smash on the wall will crack some of the materials that are involved here, or dent some of the wood and stuff like that. No, this looks. None of you have got science, have you?
No.
I have technology.
Okay, try technology at -1.
Okay, that gives me 5 dice. I gain 1 success.
You think they could have been it seems ridiculous, but they're like what happens when you use a sonic, you get something resonating and the sound shatters the glass or whatever.
So, okay, right. Some kind of
sympathetic vibration.
Sonic vibration has caused this.
Yeah.
If I absolutely don't want to let Akouba know that we've noticed this.
Okay. There's some other stuff to get your attention then.
Okay. But I want to do something with this because I want to try and plot where is there a pattern to where it's kind of like laid out as if someone was kind of going through creating
Well, possibly
noise?
they sort of radiate from around here.
Okay.
Also around here, you will notice that there is much that is disturbed. There are 4 overturned bowls on the floor. One had water in it. One had burning incense that's now burned a hole in the rug.
Mm-hmm.
One was full of couscous, which is now scattered across the floor, and one had a small candle in it. Do you want to make a roll on your culture, but add 1 dice because of your background, Dave?
Me. Okay. Okay. Right.
Can I help him with this?
No, I think this is about stuff he knows.
Okay. I get 2 successes.
So these bowls represent what your mother used to sort of have a ritual around called the 4 transformations.
The 4 transformations.
And
an alarms temple thing.
Yeah. So it was very much involved in dancing. There was sort of like Tai Chi type dancing, and the 4 transformations were often involved. Bowls like this filled with these ingredients were
what's the point of the ritual?
a lot of the rituals. Within Alam's temple, there are 8 dances, 1 for each of the 8 visible icons, and they all involved the 4 transformations.
Right. Okay. So basically, this is an alarms temple. There is something alarms temple going on
Where
here.
are you from, Tony?
I'm from Kura, the planet I was brought up on.
You want to make a
transformation
roll? You're going to turn into a Nakatra
of yourself.
Culture roll.
Yeah.
Can I help him by hinting
I get
at
any...
what I've seen?
Well, no, he might have a different point of view.
Fair enough.
I get no successes. I think it's worth me pushing this one.
Yeah.
No, I think you think it probably is what Dave says.
Okay.
I think. Okay.
However, obviously these were something that the Emissary was using, and there's also a number of books on the floor. And if you look at them, they are various holy scriptures and legends and songs, many from some of the earliest writings of the First Come, and some from that are recognizably authored by some of the nomad philosophers. Several of them were written during the Golden Age before the Portal Wars. Probably you two don't put much value on them because of your Zenithian beliefs, but they are worth a lot of money. Frankly, you wouldn't be able to go to a bookshop and buy one.
Yeah. Okay. I think we might need to take those for evidence, don't we?
Just thinking exactly the same sentence.
That you should leave the evidence here. Don't even move them because they are still showing some evidence of the fight.
Okay, so for certain then, and I'm not saying this so Akouba can hear it. There's definitely an alarms temple angle. The emissary is clearly has knowledge of, if not trained by, or in some way connected to alarms temple. What's Alarm's Temple view, like a formal, official view towards the emissaries?
They keep themselves to themselves. I don't think they've expressed particularly an official view. They welcome them, but they welcome everybody.
Did the emissary have a Alarm's Temple advisor?
No.
Or courtesan? Or
No.
companion? Okay.
The emissary kept himself to himself. Well,
I
as
think
far
the
as
emissary
anybody
himself then
knows.
has been performing these Alarm's Temple rituals.
It may appear like that.
Okay. What's on the map? What is 03?
That's the kitchen.
Isn't 05? 05
Oh,
is that the
no.
bathroom?
05 's the
05 is the
bathroom.
bathroom. Yeah,
Right,
I
okay.
did point to the kitchen there, but no,
No, fair enough.
the,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the sort of kitchenette.
Are all the windows secure?
The windows all seem to be secure. Yes, the point of entry was the front door.
What's
Right.
the other?
Was the front door bashed down? Sorry, Tone.
So I was going to say, yeah. What's the? So kind of to the north of the emissary's residence, there's like another. This is like a semi-detached, effectively. Is that another?
Yeah.
Is that another residence on the other side of that wall?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me find that out in a moment. But first of all,
Go and do some door-to-door inquiries.
Old school. You see any strange people around here the other day, did you?
what
Hello,
do you
hello,
think?
hello.
Any murdery types?
Looking at the evidence down here, for 3, yes, they burst the door down, but then it looks like some of the attackers were struck as soon as they came through the door.
Are there similar signs of this kind of sonic effect here by the door?
Yes, that's where you definitely see an epicenter of that.
Right. So they kick the door in. The emissary, who is obviously, again, I'm saying all of this outside of Akouba's hearing, who has obviously got some of these mystical powers, can shout really loud or something.
Yeah, some sort of sonic attack thing.
Has blasted them. So they obviously knew they were coming, or they made enough noise knocking the door down for the emissary to get in, to know who was in trouble and get into position.
I guess if they were so unsubtle as to just come and bash the door in, that would give the emissary some warning that
Possibly, yeah.
his visitors were not necessarily the friendliest types.
No, that's true. So what clues have we got so far that we can actually follow up? We have the bullet.
Yeah, which we can take and get analysed.
Can we go to the central kind of security post here?
Yes,
and access the other security feeds that are around here but outside?
by all means.
We also see we can see
done it, but I'd like to see it for yourself.
who, if anyone else, accompanied Councillor Cassar when they visited.
Yeah. We could just go straight up to Councillor Cassar and accuse him of.
I would not accuse him, but you may be able to beg an interview with him, which is not something that I could do in my official capacity.
Judge might better help on that.
Does he just live around here?
Let's go in his house.
I don't know where he lives, actually.
Can I say, Matt? Can I use our friend in every port and have our friend being Commissioner Cassar?
No,
Councillor Cassar.
you are of a different class.
That's not fair. Come on. It says any character you like.
No, a character you invent, not one of the main NPCs.
Okay.
Councillor Cassar's butler.
No, Councillor Cassar's Alarms Temple courtesan, who happens to be an old friend of my mother's. In fact, twin sister of my mother.
You're old.
Who loves me very much.
Yeah, I don't know where he lives. He may well live hereabouts. We could potentially get you to see him.
I like my idea about our friend being Alarms Temple courtesan. That is his.
There will be an embassy. He'll have.
Matt's ignoring me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what did you say?
So I say I really like my idea of using the friend in every port talent for it to be his Alarms Temple courtesan.
I don't think he has an Alarms Temple courtesan.
He must. They've all got an Alarms Temple courtesan. They're everywhere.
Don't think so. But you could try.
Okay. I suspect that interviewing the councillor is probably low on our list of things to do.
Because he's not going to say, it's a fair cop. You've got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, take me away. Yeah.
Damn. I thought I got away with it if it hadn't been for you.
Pesky kids.
He'd probably just deny it and have us chucked out. And it's probably not
And shot.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, chucked out of an airlock. Seeing I've already obviously explained in detail the kind of the level we are in here. We're kind of like ants
on
to
the
them.
scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do think maybe you're right about this is why you've been invited to do this. Maybe
'Cause we're
specifically to get this
Pond
interview.
scale.
Because we can't go any lower. So if we embarrass ourselves or annoy everybody, the worst that'll happen is they'll kill us.
Yes. And also,
That's all right,
nobody will miss you.
Well, I'll miss me.
Yeah, like we said, nobody will miss you.
Nor will miss Tony.
Well, and if she's not dead already herself.
Well, that's true. I must have some friends who would miss me. The guys in their Crossroads College.
Yeah, they love us. Come on. Don't they?
It is our oasis after all.
Yeah, maybe they'll miss you. But I don't think the judge cares about them either.
No, that's true. Okay.
So shall we go and have a look at the security footage that we can next?
Have we finished here then? I want to take footage of this place as it looks.
We are searching the other rooms as well, the bathroom and the bedroom.
Yeah.
While we're here, covering the whole place.
You found pretty much everything of interest. Let me just...
Is that a hot tub in the bathroom?
There is a hot tub in the bathroom.
Nice.
No. Adjudicator says you're not allowed to use it. It's still a crime scene. You don't want to confuse more DNA with that of the attackers.
It would be.
The hot tub. Look, the view, but yeah, nice view out that window over the lake as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
From the hot tub.
But I you may want. Yeah, I shouldn't get in your way. Feel free to have a bath. That's me as GM speaking. Not,
No, it might be slightly unprofessional to have a quick.
I found the description of the mosaic that I was looking for. It's a large mosaic of Kua and the Zenith, and it covers one of the walls, put there by the consortium as a reminder of Zenithian might and the light they brought to the isolated third horizon.
Well, that was nice of them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a mosaic that just tells you how fucking great we are.
Yes.
It's like giving somebody a picture of yourself, isn't it?
When you go in the bedroom, you think he doesn't sleep in that bed either.
Does he sleep in the hot tub?
Well, your evidence, given that all his life, the books and the bottles were based here, you could surmise with your 3 successes and observation that that's the bit of the place
he lived in.
He lives in.
So it's not that he's got somewhere else where he lived and he just came here. It's not like we're missing a whole location.
His secret.
So apart from these few books that are on the floor and the sort of the Alarms Temple ritual items, is there anything else here? There like spare clothes? Are there
There
other
are some spare clothes.
personal effects? Is there like I don't know, iPad with Zoom logged in to
No,
grandpapa somewhere?
no. But there are some spare clothes of he generally wears very long full body gowns and things. There are some of those.
Okay.
That's about the only thing in the bedroom that's of interest.
And nothing untoward about those. They're just normal but very
They're
exquisite
expensive.
clothing. Yeah. Okay.
But simple.
Mm.
Simple but expensive.
Have we done as much as we can here, Tone, do you think?
Probably, yes. I get that impression.
It might be just worth this the wall outside where number 1 is. How high is that wall? Just outside the front door?
It's high enough that you can't sort of peek over it.
Is it climbable?
Could you climb it easily enough if you wanted to? Could you reach up, jump up? And...
Somebody could climb it. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm just thinking I'm going to go and have a little search around the outside, check around the external parts of the apartment, just to see if there's anything that someone's dropped or has chucked over a wall to get rid of, or anything really, just to be thorough. You want me to make an observation roll?
Make an observation roll.
Okay. I get 3 successes again.
Right.
The reason why I'm doing so well is that my favorite Coriolis dice are still in their bag. They're always shit. I'm using alien dice at the moment.
Yeah,
you're using stress dice.
Yeah, so am I.
So you should be telling me every time you get a 1 and I'll make you panic.
And my shit Coriolis dice, which I've always loved, but always give me shit rolls. They've stayed in the drawer today.
They're not your standard Coriolis dice like these ones.
No, they're not. They're the ones that I bought for playing Coriolis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like just.
They're obviously those dice don't want you to play Coriolis.
They're nice little dice, but they always give me shit rolls. So
So let me just get this. You are going from here to the central.
So anyway, that 3 successes, Matt, was for searching the outside.
Yeah.
Just to see if there's
so
anything.
It's difficult, but you think they left with carrying the emissary in some sort of anti-grav unit, because there's a point where they stop. There's no drag. There's some drag marks over here.
We did look for that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
You also think that some of them, there are the occasional drag marks that they've picked up a body or
one of their
really
comrades,
injured
maybe.
colleague.
Yeah.
And are escorting them there. They don't appear to have had a vehicle. They head off towards what one might call the edge. With 3 successes, I will give you, if you follow, it's really difficult, but you can follow the odd spot of blood.
Yeah, I'll follow it.
All the way to what looks like part of the ventilation system for the entire floor. So you think they didn't take any official way off this floor.
They went with the old classic in the ventilation shafts thing.
Have they never played Alien? Muppets. Okay,
I'm only saying that because you're using the alien dice. That's what the alien dice do. They always lead you to the ventilation shaft.
That's fair. So we're dealing with going by the bullets as well. We're dealing with someone probably like us who's been hired by someone to come and get the emissary. They've come in through the vents and they're a bit shit. They didn't really know what they're getting into, which is why so many of them have got hurt.
Got their asses kicked slightly, but
But
there's enough of them to.
They outnumbered him 6-1 or more, and have managed to take him away.
That appears to be the scenario, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just got Dave.
Yeah.
Some time ago, you said I'm looking really carefully at these fake guards.
Yeah.
So that if I spot them, I'm going to give you what you won there. They were all carrying Vulcan weapons of the sort that you think might have been used in this.
Right. Okay.
We're the same guys, possibly.
I guess that's not a surprise, actually, in hindsight. So and we know that they were working out of the sanctuary. Sanctuary?
You don't know.
Sanatorium.
You followed them to the sanatorium.
Okay.
You don't know that they're working out of
That's true. I've made a big assumption there. Yeah. But I'm happy to blame the fucking first come shits from Zalos for
it. In front of the adjudicator.
Yeah, I hate the first come, so I'm going to get into a bit of a tirade about the fucking first come scum.
The first time she warms to you a little and agrees that that's what all the evidence points to.
That's it. Be bigoted and racist, and yes, you get miles. Well done, us.
Yeah, what valuable life lessons are we learning here?
It's always about motive, she says, and the Zolostians have a motive. They hate the emissaries.
Are they? As much as I hate the first come, and as much as I hate the Zolostians, isn't that just a bit too obvious? It must be somebody else in the first come community, first come factions, who are trying to set up Zalos, because that's just too bloody obvious. If you ask me.
Yeah, we certainly shouldn't.
We're not that good, are we, Yaquob? you know.
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, I've worked with you for years, so kind of, yeah. Anyway.
Well, okay. So I must take my leave of you now. I can take you to the security station so that you can look at these tapes and see if you can find any more evidence. Memory files, obviously not tapes. This is the future.
I want to find those C90s from Memorex. We got to be looking at those.
I cannot assist you, as you hope you can understand, with any investigation of the Chancellor, the Ambassador, and is there anything else? I will report to you as soon as I have information from our
blood analysis.
Blood analysis, yes.
I mean, if we're right in this, there are at least 5, if not 6. Badly wounded, if not dead, assailants. Obviously, not all of them dead because they managed to get away and take
away with the emissary.
So you're probably saying that 2 of them are down, maybe out of the 6, and the rest managed to drag the bodies and the emissary away. So yeah, okay. It doesn't help us so much because they might have more friends elsewhere, but the only lead we've got on those guys at the moment anyway is the sanatorium, but we can also check out this bullet as well.
Yeah, plus if we get some information from this blood analysis, it might give us some clues as well about who they are.
Do now that Akouba has started to warm to me a little bit, do I think she's being genuine when she's talking about these blood samples, or is there some subterfuge going on?
Do you want to make a roll on that?
Yeah, observation, or
you can do observation versus her manipulation, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds good because that's a lot better than my manipulation. I get 3 successes. I'm happy to turn off my background and show you if you want, Matt.
Okay.
Was that a yes? You want me to show you?
No, I'll believe you. Don't worry.
I'm having a night of dice rolling unlike any I've had in many years.
What does manipulation go on? Is it wits or empathy?
Empathy.
Empathy.
Okay. Yeah, you think she's being reasonably honest about that. It is just taking a little bit of time,
Okay.
but she doesn't seem to be hiding anything in that regard.
Okay. Cool. All right, go with that then. So yeah, let's go and take a look
Go
at
and
the
look at the
science.
pile of
the,
VHS tapes that have
Okay.
the security camera footage on.
We've only got 30,000 hours to work through.
So let me check what actually happened here.
Are there security cameras that would be covering where this kind of ventilation shaft was that they escaped through?
Well, that's okay. That's two things to do. Could you make a data gin test to see if you can find that? But what the security cameras around the house show you, which is readily available, is indeed the ambassador approaches on his own.
Presumably that's unusual. Presumably the ambassador would be accompanied by his, personal assistant and bodyguard and.
On this floor, not necessarily.
No. Okay.
I mean, everywhere, you do see them with a retinue everywhere that you see them in public, but it may be that on this floor that isn't an issue.
Okay.
He arrives on his own. At some point, when he's gone inside, the cameras don't do the inside, obviously. That's when it disappears. And there is no evidence of him coming out again.
Is there a camera anywhere that picks him up, even going further away?
Oh, later on,
Yeah.
yes, there are. You can find.
And the first image we can find of him on another camera, how does he look? Does he look ruffled? Does he look
serene?
Shifty? Does he look the same? Okay. He looks normal. Okay.
Okay, then I'm going to see if I can find some any footage of our other chums arriving or departing. Okay, I got one success, but I think I will push that.
How many darkness points have we got at the moment, Matt?
9.
9.
Okay.
Okay, it's no more successes, I'm afraid. It says one success.
Nicely done, Yaquob.
Well, you catch some glimpses, but with that one success, you worked out that they have chosen a route knowing how to avoid the cameras.
So they have obviously inside knowledge. Because how could a bunch of scum-sucking guys from down on the core or lower know where the camera systems are up here? I guess again, that's not really a surprise, is it? Because if they've been hired by somebody from up here, they could give them that information.
they could have passed that info
on. Yeah. So my big dun 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 revelation wasn't that at all, was it? It was all a bit bloody obvious, frankly. Okay.
Okay, I think that's all we're going to get out of the security cameras then.
We don't get anything from the external No, we don't. No. Okay. All right.
Well, you may at some distance. Let me just have a think. Would you have seen? No, I think probably security cameras went down before they necessarily even appeared on the out. If they came in the same way they came, you think they came out then you haven't even got them sort of marching down the
arriving.
street.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, we are kind of reliant there then on the DNA tests, aren't we? On the bullet?
We've got the bullet. We can go and
but we do have the bullet
analyze as
yeah.
well.
And your previous other leads are trying to get a meeting with the ambassador, and you wanted to go to the sanatorium as well.
Well, yeah, I think the assumption we made was that these guys were taking people to the sanatorium, and then the assumption was that they are therefore using that as some kind of base of operations. But that is quite an assumption. It could be entirely wrong. So I reckon our best bet is let's chase down Bobby the Bullet, our mate down on the core, who knows all about hooky guns and ammo.
He's not on the core; he'll be on the ring in the Ozone Plaza.
Yeah. And see what he knows.
Yeah.
So that's your next action.
I think so.
Okay, so we'll do that next week.
Okay, cool.
I guess
Do we-
it's 10 o'clock now.
So can I just ask, do we still have? Can we come back here if we want to?
Yeah, you might have to arrange it through
Akouba.
Akouba, but we've got presumably contact details for
got
Akouba, so
contact
we can
details,
get in touch with her
yeah.
again if we need to.
Yeah.
And now she likes us because of your racism.
No, I'm not a racist. I'm a bigot. Get it right, please.
Okay.
Jingoistic.
Jingoist.
I think in that campaign, I'd rather be jingoistic than what my main character is.
Right, remember we're still streaming, gentlemen.
I know. Doing the Lord's work, Father Bellows.
So, shall we return next week for the next part of the investigation?
That
Indeed.
We'll
sounds
say
cool.
goodbye to any viewers.
So, at what point do we get more experience, Matt?
Well,
Did we do experience last time?
you did experience
Yeah,
the time before last.
The last time.
when we got to the end of the act.
Yes.
And the last
So
time was a
basically,
very short one. Yeah.
Each story is divided into 3 acts. Each act is a
Scenario.
effectively.
Yeah. Cool.
And you are now at scene 2, scene 3 of Act 2. I think, really.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Good. Excellent. Good stuff.
So, same time next Monday.
Indeed.
Indeed,
With
yes.
a fully working computer for me, so I don't have to worry my daughters. But right now,
Hey.
I will stop the stream.
Bye.